Well, you may not need to be a mountaineer, but that doesn't make it that easy. I'm almost there though. Good morning, it's Wednesday and I'm absolutely knackered after getting back at about 12:30 from the Aurora safari and then not sleeping brilliantly, but it was absolutely worth it because it was really amazing. Got a really good view of the Northern Lights in the end. Didn't think it was going to happen because it was snowing quite heavily to start off with. Felt like I was sort of wasting my time a bit, but then all of a sudden they appeared and they were absolutely magical, so yeah, worth feeling shattered this morning. Anyway, this morning's plan is to go up that mountain there by cable car, thankfully, because I don't think I can manage to walk there. Originally I was going to walk to the bottom of the cable car. I'm not completely crazy. Then yesterday my ankle started hurting a little bit, so this morning I got up thinking, oh, I'll go by bus, and now it's such a beautiful morning that I'm going to walk it anyway. Probably stupid, but I'm sure it will be enjoyable and I will just take it as steady as I can. Got to go over the bridge, which I'm kind of looking forward to. Slightly daunted because it looks massive, but yeah, should be interesting. It's yeah, it's nice and crisp and clear this morning. It's supposed to be colder, but I'm not sure it does feel colder at the moment, but we'll see how it goes through the day. But I will catch you in a bit, probably when I start my ascent of the bridge. My walrus mate has got a little covering of snow this morning. What an absolute cracker of a morning. I'm distracted again. I'm walking down the jetty because I just thought it's so gorgeous this morning. I need to do it even if it delays my itinerary. What is a holiday if you are completely confined to an itinerary? That's the bridge that when I get my act together I will be walking over. This is a jetty here. Actually, if we just pan around a bit, you've never actually on this trip so far been able to see the mountains in the distance, so yeah, making the most of it now. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but that water is very, very clear. I suspect it's also very, very cold, so I won't be diving in there at any point, but what a day. And there's a cathedral over there as well, that's also on the agenda for today. Just had to show a real moment of fortitude walking past the bakery there. It looks pretty good. I'll have to try to get in there at some point over the next few days, but let's get over this bridge. I honestly thought I might be one of the only people to be brave or stupid enough to walk across the bridge, but there's loads of people on it. It's yeah, it's a veritable tourist attraction this morning. And the building site next door is quite interesting too. So they reckon this backside is the best view because this is a stained glass window, not lit up at the moment obviously because it's daytime, but maybe I will catch a bus back over when it's dark and have a proper look. That's the good thing about having bought a 7-day bus ticket, although I've only used it to get in from the airport so far, but that was my thinking. If I ever want to jump on a bus, I've got the option of doing so. But yeah, looks pretty good. It's not open until 2 o'clock. So we will come back then on our way back into the city to have a look at it then. From what I've read, it's a bit underwhelming inside, but you know, when in Tromsø and all that. Anyway, next stop, maybe, because I'll probably get distracted, you know my track record, cable car. Oh my god, breathtaking doesn't even come close to this place. I've got a 2-day pass because I thought I'd like to come up when it's dark as well. It's apparently a good place to see the Northern Lights if they are out. So it cost me 790 Norwegian kroner, which is probably about 60-65 quid, and it is worth every single penny. Like, you get off the cable car, which was crowded, couldn't see a thing coming up. I guess it is sort of middle of the day. Come out and there's like a door to come out. I wouldn't have spotted it except there was a stuffed lynx above it, so I was taking a photo of that and I was like, oh, there's a door to go out, and literally all I've done is come out here, and the first second you step outside, the views are immense. I mean, the light that we've got is absolutely fantastic. The sun is up somewhere, I haven't seen it, but the sun has risen. And the mountains, I had no idea that we are basically surrounded by mountains. Pretty big looking mountains, really impressive. The snow is amazing. It is staggeringly beautiful up here. If there is one thing that you do when you come to Tromsø, this should be it. It is, I can't find words to describe it, but it is magical. It's fantastic. The other thing, perhaps a bit more niche to me, is there was a flock of snow grouse that just flew up as I was walking around here, and I love little birds like that, like grouse, ptarmigan, that sort of thing. Maybe they were ptarmigan, I don't know. So to actually see some in the wild, just icing on the cake. Talking of cake, there is a restaurant up here because it is a civilised country with restaurants at the top of mountains and such like, so I will be checking that out and hoping to get a Norwegian waffle, which is supposedly a bit of a delicacy. So it is on the menu here apparently, so I will give that a try. But first I have to see more of these spectacular views. It's actually quieting down a little bit here, so I may use that as an opportunity to just have one more scoot around here before moving on. And I have it almost to myself now, which is, yeah, pretty good. Didn't think I'd get that when I came up the cable car. Silly me, I did wonder whether there would be anything to occupy me up here until the cathedral opens. Well, yes there is. There's actually loads of places you can walk, and you don't have to be a serious walker to do it. Obviously there are trails if you are a serious walker. If you are just a casual tourist, there are plenty of places to go. So I'm just going to follow this well-trodden path a little bit higher up, but you don't actually have to go, well, you don't have to leave the building, to be fair, if you just want a view without going outside. But it's absolutely staggering up here. It is now quite cold, not surprising, but yeah, just worth having your breath taken away by the view and the cold, because it is just fantastic. Can't believe how scenic it is here. I wasn't necessarily expecting that. Also, the walking underfoot, although obviously it's snowy, it's touch wood, it doesn't feel sketchy. It seems quite solid, quite powdery. So although I've nearly stacked it a few times in town, at the moment it feels okay here, but we'll take stock as we go. I'm only going to walk somewhere that feels safe and solid, but yeah, it is really worth the money to come up here. Looking forward to coming up in the dark. Not sure whether that'll be later on today or possibly tomorrow, or both, because my 2-day pass, I don't know if it's just 2 calendar days or 48 hours, but either way it will last me basically until I need to go home, so that should cover me. But anyway, I'm rambling, it's cold, I'm going to go a bit further up, then I'm going to track back, and although it's probably going to be busy because it's lunchtime, I'm going to see if I can get one of those famous waffles. Well, you may not need to be a mountaineer, but that doesn't make it that easy. I'm almost there though.
Let me tell you this, let me tell you right now, your exquisite kiss, still burning, didn't know I missed this passion in life, now I'm addicted somehow. Let me tell you what is up with your smile, it's impossible, not melting, irresistible, when I look through your eyes, not even sky's the limit. I used to be satisfied, stayed over the surface, now I just can't get enough. You make me feel good like no other. I just want everyone to see.
So I do quite like the idea of going a bit further. It's a rather cool looking point over there, but I think that is going to have to do for today. We've got a bit of a cloud inversion down here as well, just to make it even cooler. The gods have thrown in everything for this trip so far, so yeah, it's amazing up here. You could spend a lot of time up here just walking around. As I say, you don't need to be a specialist walker to do it, but there is a point at which you have to say, enough, let's go get a waffle. It's quite weird because there's so many people up here, but it does feel like you're alone, and every now and then it just goes silent and it feels quite desolate in a way that's surprising for a place crawling with tourists, of which I'm obviously one. And God, what a place, what a place. Some people are making a bit of a meal of walking back down here and up, for that matter. Now, if you've watched any of our other videos, you will know sure-footed is not a description you would use to describe me in the slightest, and it's probably pride before a fall, but so far I'm finding they're going absolutely fine here. Like, obviously I'm not going to run around, but actually taking it a bit sensible, it seems quite straightforward and reasonably easy to do. It also seems to help if you step on the other people's footprints, because they've kind of compressed the snow, whereas some of it is obviously quite deep. If you go outside footprints, you do sink quite a long way, so that's probably the biggest risk. Also, there is nowhere to fall, so it's basically try not to turn your ankle or something, but if you're sensible, as I say, it should be fine. So far, touch wood, we are going okay. And I'm not great on icy surfaces, slippery surfaces, anything that doesn't feel 100% secure. So yeah, we're going alright at the moment. So I've even seen a girl wearing platform Crocs. Who knew that was a thing? But she seems to be surviving. I wouldn't recommend it, but you know, works for some people. Don't know if you can see it, but those people have built a snowman, and pretty impressive it is too. As expected, the cafe is busy, but I do manage to find a table and that waffle. The waffle was delicious, definitely would recommend one of those, but there was a lot of choice of other things, and the prices weren't actually too bad either. Now, time to get back onto a crowded cable car, but I do get a view this time.
I'm a butterfly who has only begun, taking me a while to get it. Had to live and cry to appreciate life, and what you give is worth it. When you're holding me, when you hold me so close, I want further in under your skin. Wanna leave a mark so that I can be sure that you remember what's been. I used to be satisfied, stayed over the surface. Now I just can't get enough. You make me feel good like no other. I just want everyone to see what I've discovered. And when I'm with you, I go higher. You lift me up, now I can see so much farther. You're not rising. You're not rising. And let me tell you what I found. Leaving everything behind, knowing there is more in life that I want. Now I wanna embrace life, you and I side by side, knowing there is more in life that I want. You make me feel good like no other. I just want everyone to see what I've discovered. And when I'm with you, I go higher. You lift me up, now I can see so much farther. You're not rising. You're not rising.
Well, as I think you've gathered, that was my favourite thing to do in Tromsø. The most expensive thing maybe, but definitely worth doing in my opinion. Anyhow, having exhausted as much as I could, it is time to head to the Arctic Cathedral and to see what that has on offer. It's still not quite time for the cathedral to open its doors, so I spend a little bit of time watching these vehicles. Amazingly, quite a few were struggling with that turn, although I didn't manage to get any on video. Once the doors opened, they gave a quick talk about the history of the cathedral. There was also some that's something that they do on a daily basis. The cathedral's one of the less expensive things to visit, and for that reason I would recommend doing it. Inside, the cathedral is quite plain apart from those amazing windows, but I think that just helps to emphasise them, and I guess that's probably what the architect had in mind. You probably won't spend very long here, but it is quite a nice place to chill out and just take in the atmosphere, have a quick look around, and also if you head down to the basement, which is just interesting from a building's perspective in itself for someone like me, you also can see some photos of its construction, which are quite interesting to see how they did actually manage to make something that is quite an unusual shape. Next, I jumped on a bus back into town and bought something to keep me going until my evening meal. Quick trip to the hotel to eat it, and then out for something a bit different to the cathedral. So, I'm guessing this might be one of the more naff things I've done in my life, but hey ho, let's give it a go. I'm more interested in the ice sculptures that are apparently in there than the freezing cold drink, but, well, you know, go in there open-minded. And like all good attractions, there's a small shop, and you can even get a coffee out here as well if you fancy one. So, despite my misgivings, that was actually alright. So, yeah, I have to find some dinner now. I've earmarked an Indian restaurant which is quite near the hotel. So I'm going to head there and hopefully, all being well, if it is quiet and they've got a table, I will go and see what that's like. It's great filming this with my face completely in the dark. Happy days, it was reasonably quiet and there was a table for me, although it did get a lot busier as the evening drew on. The food was delicious. Once again, it wasn't difficult to find a vegetarian option, and I didn't go didn't go without. I was certainly quite stuffed when I left. It was literally only a couple of minutes walk from the hotel, so I just cooled off there, sat and digested for a bit, and then headed back out to see if I could capture the Northern Lights another time.